Peace out, What's good, man? It's your boy Iru, host of the Knicks podcast. I have a special guest today. We'll talk about that right now. Let's see what I got here for this guy here. This is my man Eric L. Beats. He's been on the show before. Guys that are friends of the podcast, friends of Knicks Nation. You know exactly who the hell this is. You know he's the party creator. He just celebrated. He will be celebrating his 10th year anniversary, January 2023. So that's dope, man. I can't wait to hear about that because I haven't been out to an event of his in a long time, man. But we'll talk about all that stuff, when it comes down to it. Wait, hold up. Yeah, I'm on the screen. My bad. I confused myself. There I go. But without further ado, let's just get into this damn thing. Behind this podcast, let's go. Hi, what's good, my man? Knicks podcast, Eric L. Beast. What's good, my man?
What's good? What's good, man?
Chilling. It's been almost exactly a year since you've been on the podcast last, man. Isn't that crazy how time flies?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, let me refresh everyone's memory the last time, man. This is the last time you was on here, and then I'll just push play to watch the nervousness here. Because, this is a live affair. I just messed up just now in the beginning because this is live. I don't got no producers. This is just some guy in his freaking studio, making podcasts for people, man. But this is what happened the last time L was on the pod.
It's me. So yeah.
It's like that really happened, right, man? It's like, yo, I literally had like technical difficulties. I was working with my on Wi-Fi. I couldn't know how to do it properly, and the thing just cut off, and then you was all alone on the screen, and you held it down. So I thought that was. Hey, you might have to turn some of the audio down, my man, in the back.
Yeah, that was my YouTube page. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, the TV
that was
too a little bit. The TV too a little bit.
Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
Okay,
yeah, that was I have NFL Red Zone on blast right now.
Right. So you know the whole deal, man. Like you also have your podcast too, man. So let's shout that out as well. You took a little hiatus. This is the Shoe Soups podcast. So you're not just a Nick podcast, right? What's your show about?
So basically, it's myself, my brother, and his friend. Last September, we got together and we said that, hey, actually, my brother, he suggested that we should start a podcast on basketball. Like, okay, cool, definitely. So we started that just to like talk about everything basketball, from NBA, off season, training camp, regular season, playoffs, free agency, transaction, trade deadline. Also, we talk about college basketball, the draft, the top teams in the college basketball, the recruits coming in. Also, we talk about the WNBA.
Wow. So you're talking about all things hoops, basically.
Yeah, definitely. So we want to make sure that we include everything that's included in basketball onto the podcast. Sometimes we have guests, and also I'm trying to get more guests this season. I know I have a couple of people in mind, especially definitely you. I'm gonna have you come through one of these episodes, and just talk about basketball in general, and
yeah,
and also both of them are Laker fans, and I'm the only Knicks fan on the panel.
Oh my God.
I gotta. Yeah.
Are they New Yorkers or what? Are they New Yorkers or
yeah,
what's going on with that?
Yeah, they're New Yorkers, yeah, but they're Laker fans. Like they're like
So
they're cool. I'll put it like this: they're Kobe Laker fans. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right. So they're just fans of Kobe, but Kobe just happens to be on the Lakers.
No.
So
No. It's they're Laker fans. Laker fans doing thick and thin.
Okay. So where does that stem from? Because that irks me. I have a friend. I have a couple of coworkers of mine that are Lakers fans, but they have a beautiful story, to tell behind. One guy, his father was a Lakers fan, so he grew up, like that. So okay, I get it. He was raised that way. That's how your dad was. So I get it. Another guy, basically the same kind of thing. So what's their story?
Well, for my brother, it was Kobe Bryant. Because during the '90s it was all Michael.
Yeah.
Jordan Bulls dominated the whole decade, the '90s. Also, the Knicks were in their heyday, one of the top contenders in the East during that time. Not a okay. So for you young Knicks fans that are accustomed to losing, the 1990s, they made the playoffs every single year in the 1990s. Look it up, Google it. It's true.
Was it like
So
13 straight years, something like that?
yeah, 13 straight years they made the playoffs. So I mean,
So I mean, how
listen,
did that
let's
work then? Because I mean, he's your brother for Christ's sake. So I mean, you guys pee in the same toilet and take a shower in the same bathroom, but somehow you're a Knicks fan, he's a Lakers fan. How the hell did that happen?
so it is I think it was Kobe Bryant and just him watching him grow up, and then Shaq comes along during that year '96, and then they started winning. Then got Phil Jackson. They started winning championships, and then yeah, that was his team, thick and thin.
Oh my God, that is crazy. Because I mean, at the same
I
time, the
know.
Knicks were still good. And we went to the finals in '99. So we were both
Hmm.
good at the same time. So I can imagine the fights you guys used to have. How many years you guys apart?
3 years. I'm the
Three.
oldest.
Oh man. So I mean, you guys are like
Yeah.
probably was gang banging in the house on each other, huh?
Nah, nah, not that. Not like that though. No.
Okay. Well, does he DJ? Is he into DJing too?
No. It's just me.
Okay. So I
Hmm.
mean, this is dope, man. You've been doing it for 10 years. And doing anything for that long is incredible, man. So, January, that will be the thing. So I mean, stay tuned for that. Do you have anything planned or did you start promoting anything yet?
Not yet, but I was planning on. I was thinking of doing it the whole month, but I decided to do it like a year long thing,
Oh,
just like to
nice.
celebrate the year. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have events during surrounding that. So just keep a lookout for that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I've been married for 10 years. So I mean, next year is my 10-year anniversary. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think marriage, being married to a woman, being married to the Knicks, being married to like something that you love, like DJing, I think it's all the same to me. It's the
Hmm.
same love, same the essence of love is the same thing, man. So when it comes to Knicks and DJing, before we get into anything, like what came first?
Knicks. I was a
Knicks?
a long time. I'm a long time Knicks fan since the early '90s. So yeah, since
Okay.
91, 1990, yeah. So I've seen it all: the winning, the losing, uh, heartbreak, uh, just playoff heartbreak at its worst,
Yeah.
exhilarate at its best, a whole spectrum.
But isn't that spectrum what's so beautiful about it? It's not the fact that we won or just we remember winning. It's just the whole ride of it all, right? Just being a
Yeah,
fan of something.
it's the journey, and like you watch the team, like you watch every single year from training camp, preseason, regular season. See if you could if your team makes it to the playoffs, and then you make the playoffs, and then you see if you can at least make a run. And it's like you go through the ups and downs every single day of the 82 game season plus preseason plus the playoffs. That's all 6 months.
Yeah,
And it's like if you don't enjoy it, it's like okay, then you're jumping from team to team. Why? Okay, it's like what's if you have a team that you like, you stick with that team.
yeah,
You're gonna boo, you're gonna complain, you're gonna enjoy what the team does, like, and you can
yeah.
criticize whatever moves they make, whatnot, because you're passionate about your favorite team. Like
Right.
look at our fan base. Like, go, golly, this whole summer is like a never ending
Well, it's like
angle
it's
of
like a high school reunion or something like that. Like
exactly,
grade schools, like what listening to grade school kids on a bus yelling and screaming at each other. That's what Nick's Twitter
exactly.
is right now. It's kind of
Like
like
complain about they
ridiculous
complain
a little
about
bit.
Leon Rose, Tibbs every single day, and in the middle of July, in the middle of August, still complaining about Tibbs, complaining about Leon Rose. Why didn't you get Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, it's
Trey
a never
Randall,
ending.
Trey Evan Fournier is a it's like one of those revolving doors. You go into that building, go to the tall high rise buildings. It's like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's gonna get
Well,
worse because the season starts.
yeah. So I mean, I compare it to like I just added through my wife. I always got to throw my wife into the mix, man, because I know she's watching it, and I just want to see if she caught it when I diss her and stuff. But like if you have children and stuff like that, so every year we got to prepare for school. Get ready for
Hmm.
school, prepare for school. So I think it's all the same thing. So the thing about it too, like when your kids are bad and stuff like that, it's not like I'm booing them. On the other side, or saying, "Damn, I'm gonna get another team." Get up out of
Hmm.
here. Let me get another family. It doesn't work that way. So I
Hmm.
look at fandom the same thing as family because like if my kid like today, my kids had a bad day today, but I'm not gonna sit there and chastise them and boo them or throw their food at them and refuse that type of stuff. That's what like people that have no sense do. So I mean you can't. To me, it's almost like the Knicks are almost like family, so you got to treat them as such. You go with the bumps and bruises, and then you just hope for the best a lot of times, and then hopefully like now since everybody has this platform we can speak. Hopefully they see
Hmm.
stuff, and then that we might have like a more of a on like a hands-on kind of like thing where they can see it and they can hear what we really think of them or how we want them to improve. Hopefully that adds something to that. Hopefully that adds to their training and that type of thing. At least you
Right,
can hope that.
right. And it's like you just want the best out of your team. That's all you can ask for. You hope they
Yeah,
compete, and you hope that they can start winning games and be competitive, and that's all you can ask for. Like
yeah,
whatever happens this season, hey. But
yeah,
do I want the Knicks to have a winning season, make the playoffs? Hell yeah. You know what I
right.
mean?
And who do you need the information from? Do you need it from these jackasses here? I guess that was Daily News as I got them blocked. I don't know if you seen it.
Yeah.
This tweet is from your account is blocked. I don't follow Bondi. I don't follow any of those guys because I just don't want that information or that bullshit in my ears or my face. So I
I'm
love
surprised
what
I'm
you
not
said
even
here.
I'm not surprised I'm surprised I'm not even blocked by him. All the stuff I've written on him from on Twitter. But
Well,
I
he's
but I
toxic.
did but I did get blocked by Howard Beck last year.
Oh yeah, Howard
Yeah.
Beck is
Because he
sensitive
was
because Howard Beck likes
yeah,
to
he
climb
was
in people's DMs.
like he was talking a lot of nonsense, and it's like, okay, like dude, like stop with your just stop with your shtick. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like cut it out. Like you have nothing to write about. You write about garbage, and like I'm calling you out on it. So
yeah.
I want to hear from you.
Yeah, for me, I don't want to see it at all because I mean, if I was to click the tweet, because I would have to go through hoops in order to get that tweet to be put
Hmm.
on the screen. But you can see people will retweet it or people comment or people liking it. All you're doing is boosting this guy up. What I'm saying? All you're
Yeah,
doing is boosting him up. So I mean, like, why not click on, Swoosh Hoops to find out what these guys are talking about? Why not come on to Die Hard Knicks podcast and see what they're talking about? Why do we consistently go to these guys like Bondi and Berman and all these guys for information? Well, all they do is shit on us for like 20 years. They've been shitting on us for
and
20
then
years. So why do we keep going back to them?
they got a nerve to complain about not getting media access. There's a reason why he can't shut out.
Hello? Look at that right there. We was talking about that offline, right? Content day, you know, not Knicks
I
media day, Knicks
no
content day.
like listen. I know people get on Dolan and his antics, but then again, it's like, have you seen what's going on in the league right now? Like,
Yeah,
come on, Phoenix Suns, Robert Sarver, he's about to sell his team. What's going on in Boston is like right before the season starts is a straight up mess.
yeah,
So, which is like put it like this, right? Would you rather be those franchises or the Knicks right now being all quiet, calm, nothing going on, nothing leaking out, no bad publicity, just getting ready for the season, getting ready for the work. So I'm just saying, do you rather have that or this? I'd rather
yeah.
have what the Knicks are doing right now.
Yo,
Oh, and
shout out
also
to Pudge.
see what's happening with over in Brooklyn. Even though Kevin Durant said he's not looking for a trade right now, it's still gonna get messy because you never know what's gonna happen with that franchise. So
Yeah, I mean,
we're good where we're at.
yeah, if you want to get the real thing, like Pudge is saying, Knicks are messing with the pods heavy. Because there's a reason why they chose these words. They didn't have to do that. They could have kept it media day. They chose content for a reason because content right now is king. we don't need the media to cut what the Knicks done filmed and cut it up and turn it into something that they want. You could just get it from
Mm-hmm.
the horse's mouth and get it, and let the people that they really care about the team, let them get the facts out. Let them dictate the narrative and stuff like that. So I appreciate it. That's what I'm saying. For the stuff that we say, I'm quite sure these guys are listening to it because we are the heart and soul of what's happening. So they
Mm-hmm.
absolutely are listening to what we're saying. So it's very important that we get the stuff out. You know.
Exactly.
So now I just want to like get into like etiquette because I mean like when it comes to this, the Knicks are conducting themselves accordingly. You know what I'm saying. The times have changed. It's different. So the Knicks have changed too. The Knicks they have their own entity. They have their own station. They have their own reporters. They can make their own stuff. So it's content day. So this is for us. They know that we're gonna chop this up and we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. You know what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah.
So it's about creating your own narrative and proper etiquette, how to run a franchise. So hopefully other franchises do the same. So what's proper etiquette in the things that you do? Like say like DJing. Let's go to DJing. What's proper DJ etiquette? Because a lot of DJs, they come in there, they have their routines or like
Mm-hmm.
just stuff that they do. But a lot of times, they're kind of like a little bit of whatever the case may be. So what is proper DJ etiquette for you?
For me, proper DJ etiquette is taking care of the equipment at first.
Yeah,
Dependent it. Um, I always like to clean the area where I work at because there are other people who touch the same equipment, and it's like I gotta let me just clean that first before I get on anything, before I
yeah,
start. Um, Making sure that you greet the security, you greet the bartenders or servers who work there at the establishment. Also, you set your boundaries on where you on the location because you want to make sure that you have enough space to have space for yourself,
yep,
and also proper etiquette. Oh yeah, don't drink too much because that yeah, because it no I it shows a little unprofessionalism. But you can
yeah,
drink on the job, but at the same time, you got to make sure that you're sober enough to like know where your surroundings are.
yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, and
So
plus you're dealing with a whole lot of people and stuff happens, and you don't want to get caught up in that mess. So you just want to make sure that you're safe, you're sound, and you're aware of what's going on where and you're aware of your surroundings.
yeah, no doubt. So the reason why I asked you that because like every time that I see you at an event or whatever, we could be at Clyde's Wine and Dine. 5 minutes later, I don't know how you did it, but I turn on Knicks Fan TV and I see you at the Garden. How the hell did you get to from whatever we was at, wherever Clyde's Wine and Dine was on Ninth Avenue, all the way to 7th Avenue in 2.2 seconds? How'd you do that?
It was a quick walk. Think
That
about it.
shit
And
ain't
then it's
quick.
like, listen, and plus
Like
it's
I was
like,
literally
okay,
just talking to you. I was just talking to you. You're like, say, yo, I see you later, man. I'm headed to the garden. Okay, bet. Not even 5 minutes later,
mhm,
you are at the garden already, in the crowd going crazy. How you do that?
I just walk fast. So,
Wait, you
but yeah,
you,
it's
you
like,
follow proper Knicks etiquette, right?
yeah,
No drinking, not heavy drinking. You got to have yourself the wits about you to make moves.
yeah, hmm
Yeah,
because
man.
out here in the streets, it's like you got to be careful, man. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
it's wild out here, so you got to make sure that you're okay and you know where you are at all times.
Yeah. Because other people don't know how to act. You get to a Knicks event or whatever. People like to drink or whatever. I mean, I'm like you. I like to observe the room. I want to see what's going on. I want to make sure I got my own space. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I'm watching me. And I'm watching them too. You know what I'm saying? So it all comes down to it to that whole thing. So I mean, you can have a great time, dance at a party and that type of thing. But same thing, dancing. Talking Knicks is still like dancing. You find a partner,
Hmm.
maybe more than one partner, and you guys are all talking. And sometimes people get a little bit too crazy, whatever. Maybe you might be too drunk. Next thing you know, something happens. So these things are
Yeah, so it's
all
like, yeah, it's like you don't want to end up, handcuffs. Not worth it. Let me just go
yeah,
home and pull it at night.
yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, so I mean, what are the key? Let's all right, let's add to this. What are the key items that you might need? Let's say as a party goer, because you're a DJ, so you're controlling the crowd and stuff like that. But sometimes you see people out there, and you can see them because you're reading the crowd. You're trying to find the right rhythm, trying to find what the people enjoy. That's DJing right there, right?
Hmm.
So like if you're watching a crowd, like what do you wish people would do? Like because I mean, let's say like there's always that one girl that got like that big ass purse, that just like all that stuff in the purse, and she can't move around. Or what is that? There's that dude with the hat and the jacket. What is proper party etiquette? What would make what do you think would be better for people to do? Or how to rock a crowd?
Um,
Make them more comfortable. What do you think people should do?
like come in wherever as you are, but don't come in reckless. Don't come
Yeah,
in with bad intentions. You know, um, just be you. Just have a good time. You want to drink, and
don't
yeah,
pump the table.
just yeah, don't bump the table. Um, if you're going to ask for requests, I might take them sometimes, but not too often.
Right.
Um, so I made this sign up. I'm gonna show you, and I sent them out to a couple of DJs of mine. So it's like, if you want to request, then you're gonna have to pay up. So hold on.
No shit. That's another thing
No,
too. A lot
because
of people. Yeah, well, while you're looking for the thing, like with this podcast stuff, people get annoyed. Say, "Oh man, you need to change this. You need to stop cursing. You need to stop whatever." People always got something to say, but motherfucker, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, please. You know what I'm saying?
wait,
Subscribe to the podcast, hit the thumbs up. And
can
if
you see it?
yeah, pay me $50 for your request. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Same thing with super chats, man. If you want people to like if you want people to like take you seriously like that, and you really have that much of a thing, like you want to like dictate what I'm doing, then throw some money in the pot, yeah, then maybe we can
Exactly.
have a conversation.
Like, hey, you want to tip me for a request? Okay, I might not get your request, but thanks for the tip.
Oh damn, you going crazy like that? You
No, it's
sticking
like
around?
no. Sometimes it happens. It's like I didn't get to the song because one, it doesn't fit what I'm doing right now. Two, it's like you're gonna mess up the party's flow just for you. So that's not
Right.
gonna work. And if you're gonna give me a tip, don't ask for it back. I'm gonna say I lost it.
Oh my god, that's ruthless. That's ruthless behavior, Mr. Eric.
It's not ruthless. It's just like, okay, but it's I'm here to provide a job to make y'all have fun and enjoy yourselves, right? So I don't go to your job and request that you do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at both spectrums. Like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Well, two things. When I go to a party and I'm listening to the music, whatever, the first thing, if I'm paying attention to the DJ, in fact, I don't even have to pay attention. I could just hear the music. I know there's a DJ there, but as soon as like the DJ does something, you can kind of tell. So yo, this guy could DJ. This guy knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So once you do that, I get that impression whenever I've seen you DJ. I know that you know what you're doing. I say, oh, this guy's good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to say
Hmm.
nothing to you. The best DJs are the ones that I don't even look at the DJ no more. If I do look at the DJ, I'm just like like that because you rock him. But if I'm having a
Hmm.
good time, I'm not even looking at you. You know what I'm saying? So for you to be giving requests, that means that you're not engaged. You're not even there to party. You're there for some other thing. And so I totally get that.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like,
Yeah,
okay, it's like if I do like allow it, it's like, okay, it's got to be like a song like I can like rock with, okay, and it's like okay, or I can rock with a genre that I'm playing right now, you know,
yeah,
and it's like you giving me requests, it's like, and the song's out of left field, and it's like you're gonna have to wait, or
yeah,
and it's like if you're gonna keep staring at me, we're gonna have a staring contest because I'm here all night, and you want to go home. Who's gonna stay first?
right. That's the thing too. You're the selector too. It's your thing. So you're putting your stamp on the crowd. The songs that they want to hear, you're probably going to play it anyway. But you have to let you do your thing. How you rock it.
Hmm.
And then just wait for it. Enjoy yourself. Because I mean, like I said, you're moving the crowd, whatever. So that means that's the thing. See, like when you do these podcasts and say when we're gonna do a live podcast with nothing but Knicks that day, you'll probably be there, so you see it. So you kind of
Hmm.
just do your thing. If people react, if they don't react, you're not really worried about that. You're just doing your thing. So if you're doing your thing, people will they'll gravitate to it or whatever. If they enjoy it, they'll stay. If they don't enjoy it, they'll break out. That's the vibe. So you just
Right.
don't worry about that.
Hmm.
You know.
And as
So
a DJ, I don't worry about that because like I was hired not by you, but the person that hired me to provide the sounds for the night. So there it
right,
is. And if they like it, it's like, hey, I did my job.
right.
If I get the crowd to dance, I did my job. So I'm good.
So do you have a must have item, like one item that you gotta have? It don't have to be necessary. It could be just something stupid that you gotta have with you. That's maybe some superstition or anything like that when you DJ. Do you have anything that you bring with you?
Uh, anything that I have, I'll say my iPad. I have to have that just in case. Like if I um, iPad would be one. Um, what else? Jeez. I make sure I have a bunch of RCA cables because you never know at these places where um these equipment might fail and it's like then you gotta like be on your toes and like go through your bag and reconnect something and just make sure that the sound is right. So
Yeah.
I make sure I with that. Alcohol pads. I make sure I bring those every time I DJ because I gotta like write down where I'm gonna be working at. You know.
Well,
Um.
compare it to Knicks stuff. So, like, if you're a Knicks fan, what do you need to have with you? Let's say you go into the home opener, right?
Hmm.
What do you gotta have with you, or just when you
I
go in?
wear
Because you say you go into one of the preseason games too, right?
yeah. That Tuesday, the first preseason game. Yeah, I'm definitely going.
Okay.
So I'm
So what do you?
definitely wearing. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely wearing this. Definitely wearing this.
Was that like a
Um.
lucky hoodie or something?
No, I just like the fit of it. And plus, I bought this last year because of the 75-year anniversary.
Oh, that's what's up.
So yeah, so I like this, and I had another one, which is from 2 years ago. So I usually wear those. I alternate. Of course, the I wear the Knicks scarf.
Yeah, the Knicks.
Um,
I know you're gonna say the Knicks scarf. I mean, you've been wearing that shit for the longest time, right? It's the same scarf, right?
I have two scarves,
Yeah.
so I alternate between those two. Of course, this hat. Um, Ewings.
Okay.
So
Could you wear
yeah,
anything
or
else, or
any.
you have to wear Ewings? Do you have to wear Ewings, or it could be
Well,
anything?
also I wear the Jordan threes, the Nick colorway,
Okay.
the white and the blue and the orange.
Right.
But also I'm also looking to upgrade, so I'll be like shopping around little by little just to like get an upgrade for the season.
Okay. Well, me, I'm trying to when I come out to Nick events, I'm trying to get arrested for vandalism. Okay, because I got
Oh
stickers like
Lord!
crazy. I'm just like pop, pop,
Oh, the
pop, diehard
diehard
Knicks all over the
stickers.
place. Yeah, diehard stickers, and I got freaking URL codes. I got this URL code thing. I put them things all over the place.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Yeah. Last time, or the last couple times that we had events, I had like a bag, I had some stuff. I left it in the car, but I was just gonna give people stuff away. Just like whether it be t-shirts, hats, whatever, that type of thing.
Hmm.
So just the diehard Knicks gear, of course. But a couple things. I gotta have something in my pocket, like I gotta have like something orange or blue, but something out of the ordinary. Like it would have to be like I got Nick pens. So I always keep them on me. But I
Hmm.
always gotta have something like why like people like if I pull it out, people are like, why do you have that in your pocket? You know what I'm saying? So it has to be that's something that I gotta have. I gotta have something weird in my pocket, just to because it's special occasions. So like if somebody was to like when you go to the security and I put the stuff into the bucket, the guys look at it, it's like,
Yeah.
yo, what the hell is this, bro? I'm like, yo, it's this time of year, you know what I'm saying? Don't ask the question.
Yeah, man.
So they laugh and shit.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, like, so October is approaching like in next week. So like, it's just amazing how like this month just flew by. And it's like
Yeah.
I'm happy because like so you got the Knicks, they're about to start. They're about to start. You got the Jets and Giants. They're at least decent right now. The Yankees and Mets are about to be in the postseason, about the same year. And my birthday's coming up in a couple weeks, so
Okay.
I got a busy packed week, a packed month for that month.
Yeah, it's like Christmas. It's
And
like
yeah,
Christmas and New Year's for you,
yeah,
man.
yeah, and yes, I'm DJing during for my birthday weekend, so
Okay. Where are you gonna be at?
that's
That that would have been the
uh
next question. Like, do you have like a residency or a place that you normally spin at?
yeah. So I'm at the Brooklyniere twice a month, so that's on Houston Street. So if you ever been to SOBs on the west in the West Village, is right around the
Yeah.
corner. So I'm there
Yep.
like twice a month. Um, yeah, it's a good spot. I like the spot a lot. It's low key, but sometimes like we have events there, so I like DJing there.
Mhm.
Um, I'll be at Beer Wax on that Sunday the 16th for my birthday, and the 15th I'll be at this place called Sherry's Best Eye for my birthday. So I'm doing two birthday parties that weekend, and that Monday the 17th is my actual birthday.
Okay. So this beer wax, is that the Queens one or the one in Brooklyn?
The one in Brooklyn.
Okay. Yeah, beer wax. When you told me about the Queens one, I freaking almost had a fit. But then I had stopped drinking. So I haven't drank all year, so I think I'm gonna keep it that way.
Hmm.
I kind of like my energy and my spirit the way that it is now without it drinking. You know, I'm
Yeah.
getting getting to know myself a little bit better. So I think that's pretty cool. The other place too,
Hmm.
though, and you was talking about Sherry's. Is that a new spot? And I don't think I've
Oh
ever
no,
been there.
they've been open for the last 4 years.
Okay,
Yeah, that's my hangout spot. Just like go out there for brunch, uh, just chill there for events with my friends. So it's a
okay,
black owned restaurant over on
absolutely.
216 Malcolm X Boulevard in Brooklyn. Y'all should go there one of these days.
I used
Their
to
food
live
is
right
really
around the
good.
corner from there. I used to live on Putnam.
Yep,
Putnam
right
between
there.
Patcham and Malcolm X. That's where I used to live. So it's literally like
Yep,
right down the block.
it's literally right there.
Yeah. Shout out to Sadat X, man. Sadat X used to live on my block. Just
Yeah,
throwing it out
he had it. He had his birthday party there earlier this month, Labor Day weekend.
there. I used to see
Yeah.
him, but he used to always look at me, and I used to get put the two thumbs up or whatever. Because I mean, like
Hmm.
I'm grown now, so I'm like, oh my god, is that X? You know, that's like weird. So I mean, it's like he's hanging out with his peoples, and I recognize some of them. They looking at me like I'm gonna do something, and I'm looking at them like, yo, y'all some hip hop legends. Let me just keep it moving.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
It's
but
like
I know the area.
yeah, it's like you start hanging out with them. It's like yeah, these cool peoples. That's all.
Yeah. I think once you get to a certain age, you just like you're not even looking at like somebody stardom. Say like for somebody like Julito McConnell, right? Like I
Yeah.
know he's from The
Hmm.
Wire, but I never seen The Wire, which I got to get into that. I never seen The Wire, but I just know him from Nick stuff. So I'm not looking at him as like some kind of movie star. But when people see him, they go like, let me just see it. I know who that is. Like
Right.
calm down, man. You're like when does he get over that? When do you get over that thing? Like let me,
I think I think it depends on the person. Like I know
yeah.
like 30 or 40-year-olds still get starstruck. So it's like it depends on the person and depends on
What's up?
like I think I think it depends on who they meet.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. Like if I see Nas, it's like, oh, that's Nas. Okay. Or
But you're not gonna
who
be like,
else?
"Oh, it's nice!" like
Oh
that. You're
no.
not gonna do that, right?
Nah, like I don't got the energy for that. Nah.
Yeah. Well, like to bring it back to the Knicks, right? Let's say like these get-togethers and stuff. Like, are you who
Hmm.
you gonna hang out with for the game opener?
The Knicks Omni and
Okay,
Knicks Omni fan, Knicks fan TV. But I know when to see the um oh my gosh, nothing but Knicks family because I see
right.
like I because basically like I go to a Knicks game, like, I see that half of y'all there, so it's like there's
That's what I'm trying to
nothing.
say. I
It's
was gonna ask you
nothing.
about your kicks too, because you said the Ewings, you like the Ewings, whatever. I mean, you need to wear like track shoes or something, man, because your motherfucking ass be flying all over the place, man. You know.
Listen,
But
I make
back
my
to
rounds out there.
yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man. But like I was asking you about where you're gonna go because I know the OmniFan girls they have suites and stuff. So the good thing with the
Yeah.
suites is that you got food and all that stuff. But like people get excited to see the same Knicks fans. It'd be Larry Johnson or what's it what's the dude I forget money's name, but John Wallace,
Um.
excuse me, John
Oh yeah,
Wallace. The
John
same guys.
Wallace.
Yeah, John Starks. It's like, okay, listen, I'm like 40 something, it's like 50-year-olds, and they're like, oh look, oh look at like I
But
don't get that, you know.
but
I
then
never
again, it's
liked
like you have fans who go there at the event for the first time, so it's like it's
it.
a
Yeah,
new experience for them, you know.
right. I get it.
Or it's like they've been to the games, but they never been haven't had that type of experience, you know, just
Yeah.
be in a suite, meet Larry Johnson or John Starks or whoever, and also if you go to the even be on the actual floor of at MSG. So it's like to some of them, it's a new, brand new experience for them, and it's a thrill and a once in a lifetime event for them. So,
Yeah,
but
I
but
get
for
it.
me, it's like, I don't take that for granted. It's like, oh snap, I'm on the actual floor. Oh snap, okay, this is pretty cool. Oh,
Yeah.
and by the way, I'm 2 for 2 making free throws at MSG. Check the tapes.
I think you're the only one. I think you show up there like you trying to like win the game for the Knicks when you get up there. I see the energy that you got, man.
Listen,
Definitely.
listen. They needed a point guard last year. I could have signed a 10-day. I would have been good, bro.
Get the fuck out of here. I believe it though, man. Because I said you be moving, bro. You be moving. So if you can move the way that you move, I'm quite sure that you can push at least guard 90 feet, 94 feet and push the tempo. I'm quite sure you could be really good at that.
Hey, Muggsy Bogues did it throughout his whole career. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
yeah, absolutely. But you got them thighs. My man Muggsy Bogues had like tree trunks, man. That dude he was bugged out. Freaking
Yo,
freak.
like he was 6'3", and like and it's like it was to a point where you did not want to bring the ball up near him because
Yeah,
it's like his speed, his height was an advantage. If you look at it that way, because he's small, but it's like you can get through the cracks of the defense, and it's like if you have the ball dribbling like so reckless, he can like
yeah.
swipe the ball out your hand.
He was a cookie
And
monster.
yeah. And on top of that, like he led the league in the assist to turnover ratio how many times in Charlotte? So he had a really good career,
Yeah.
you know. I'm
One
just
thing with
like
him with defense. Mhm.
and on top of that's like, why did the Bullets let him go to the expansion draft? Like there's a reason why the Wizards are the Wizards. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If they would
You know
have
he
kept them, then they could have been a playoff contender every year in my books.
right. Well, they got him initially because they wanted to have the sideshow with him and George Mirasan and that type of thing. 7'7" and fucking 5'3". They was
It
trying to
was
play up that.
yeah, it was him and Manu Bol.
Yeah, Manu
It
Bol
was
too.
him and
Yeah,
Manu
George
Bol.
Mirasan, Manu Bol.
Yes. It's like, okay, it's like y'all trying to sell tickets and have a sideshow. Like y'all not seeing the basketball part of it. Like, hello,
Yeah,
you're here to try to win games. So don't you want to use that as an advantage? But
yeah. It's weird.
I guess their front office didn't look at it that way.
Yeah, but then look how everybody looks at our front office like we're a bunch of idiots. But nobody talks about the Washington Wizards, what they've done throughout the course of their
Hey,
careers.
like okay, so you mean to tell me that the Knicks are the worst franchise in NBA history? Do you know when the last time the Washington Wizards made the conference finals?
Yeah. And we still got more champions than them. If you want to talk about that we haven't won since the 70s, okay, cool. But we still got two more than they do, So the fuck, or one more than they do. I think they won once.
Yeah, they won 179. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Also,
saying.
but also that was the last time they won 50 games in the season.
Look at that shit.
Okay. That was
You know
the
what I'm saying?
last
Look at
time
that.
that franchise won 50 games.
Right.
And
Look at that shit.
they had some pretty good teams along the way. The John Wall, Bradley Beal got days. That one year they made the playoffs with Juwan Howard back in the 90s. And that was it. Like they haven't
Yeah.
won 50
Gilbert
games since
Arenas a little
then.
bit, but even with Gilbert
Yeah,
Arenas,
Gilbert
they were
Arenas.
barely scraping the
Yeah,
playoffs. They were barely getting there.
yeah, they were barely scraping 40 wins just to get in. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like I know us as a fan base, we want to be critical of what our front office, the moves that they should be making, oh, if I was a GM, I would have made this. If I was a GM, I would have fired Tiz and this and that. Okay, there's a reason why y'all not in the front office and the people are in the front office. They make the decisions. Okay,
Yeah,
we may not like what Tibbs is doing, but at the end of the day, he's a coach. He has a damn good track record, and I share my fair share. I have my fair share of criticism with Tibbs and in the front office, but at the same time, it's like, do y'all rather have him or the previous regime or the previous regime? You get what I'm saying?
right. Like people forget, that quickly that we had this guy Steve Mills running the franchise. You know what I'm saying? People forget we had Isaiah. People forget we had Scott Layden. It's like we've been through worse in the history of this franchise. Even when we were winning, we still had front office disarray because Dave Checketts and all that. There was like a little miscommunication with that type of stuff. Ernie Grunfeld got fired the same year we went to the finals in '99. So there was a lot of like stuff going on, throughout the course of Knicks history that why is this era so crazy? I just don't get it. It's a
I
little
don't
bit too
get it either. It's like you rather have a competent front office and ra- rather than having instability in the front office because now the league and other teams look at and other players look at you and it's like, okay, what's the instability going on here? Like
right.
why is this thing why are things being run like unlike the way other organizations are ran by? So it's like in the three actually this will be year three of the Leon Rose era, and it's like I see what they're doing. Have I liked some of the moves that they made? No, but at the same time, I see why they made those moves.
Right.
I give you an example. Remember draft night,
Hmm.
when they made all those draft night trades, and everyone was going bonkers like, oh, we get Jaden Ivey, we get Jaden Ivey. Why didn't you trade out 11 pick? We could have got Jaden Duran, this and that. I was like, y'all gotta relax, please. It's like we get so overly emotional about the moves, like we don't see the next steps that they're planning on down the line. So it's like, yes, they didn't get Donovan Mitchell because the price was too damn high, and the fact that they kept all those picks, they got all those draft picks. It's like, okay, now they can plan on making a much bigger move and say like next June or 2024, 2025 or whatever in free agency or make a move during trade deadline. So we just got to see like how things plan out. I know everyone likes to jump to conclusions, especially on Nick's Twitter. It's like everyone's a damn GM. It's like, oh, I would have done this. Cam's got to play. Cam Reddish got to play. Quentin Grimes got to play. Like I get it. We want them all to play. We want them all to play. At some point, a decision is gonna have to be made of who's gonna play, who's gonna have to get minutes, whose minutes gonna get cut, how the rotation is gonna get lined up, and that falls on the coach,
Yeah.
which I
You know,
believe which I believe this is a big, this is a crucial year for him.
right.
I believe.
Well, I mean, the guys here saying, Tipsdale is Christmas. He might be gone. Christmas, everybody's saying the same thing. I agree. He has until Christmas because I think that game that you go to in preseason, you'll know right away whether or not this is bullshit or not. You will know right away.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
It doesn't take that
Because
long to figure it out.
if we see Julius Randle bring up the ball more than Jalen Brunson, we're gonna have problems.
Absolutely. See, I'm trying to get people to calm down because it's just too much to keep arguing about that shit every day like that to that degree to the hundredth where everybody's on 100 every day about the same topics. But it's like,
Like
yo, calm down. Yeah, let's get to day one.
exactly.
Let's get to preseason day one, and then let's see how it plays out. You know,
Let's get the
because
training camp, see how things go.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Because I mean, listen, Tom Thibodeau has his work cut out for him. You just mentioned we just so many different players that we have. He has to figure out who's going to play. And we literally got 12 guys that deserve minutes on our roster right now. You know, 12 guys.
Yep.
Not necessarily starting, but just 12 guys that could fit in the rotation into a 10-man, 8-man rotation. There's like 12 guys that could
Hmm.
do that. So it's
and
not
he's
an
not
easy
gonna
job.
expand his rotation. So it's like a couple players gonna have to be, you know, how they say it, like have the minutes cut or DMPs.
Yeah,
So
not everybody can get in
it,
the truck.
exactly, and it's like moves gonna have to be made again, just like to at least to consolidate the roster.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because we was complaining all throughout last year about this spots got to get consolidated, this and that. We need a point guard. We can't. I don't want to see Burks as starting point guard. Where's Grimes? Where's a McBride? It's like, listen, y'all, listen, listen.
it's bugged out.
It's like
You know.
now they got a legit starting point guard. Y'all can't complain about that. Next thing you know, you're gonna complain about, oh, since y'all didn't want to trade Quentin Grimes, he's our starter. He's got to start. Like, okay, and I think that that's the plan moving forward. That he's going to have to start because the fact that you was ready to trade RJ and not Grimes tells us something. Like, okay, and then on top of that, once y'all found out the price of what you're going to give for Donovan Mitchell, it's like, no, let's turn around, let's give him an extension. But then
Yeah,
again, it was told to us that Leon Rose made an ultimatum. It's like if y'all don't take this trade proposal, we're giving RJ the extension.
yeah. They gave them the benefit of the doubt. They said, "Listen, we're gonna negotiate with you. We already know what we're gonna do if we don't accept it. But we're gonna let you figure it out." That's what they did. What I was
Mm-hmm.
gonna say about Knicks fans, right? Like, in order for Knicks fans to talk about stuff, I would like to see their credit score, bro. You know what I'm saying? Can I see a credit score? Because I'm quite sure your credit score is like 450 right now. You know what I'm saying? But you're trying to tell me about how to manage the roster, how this should have happened, this should have happened, bro. Can I see your credit score? Show me your freaking credit karma right now. Because I need to know because you're so smart and this that, and you're so passionate. I want to see, if you can get like a freaking payday credit card right now, bro. Can you get $200 from a payday loan right now? No, you cannot. You know what I'm saying? So calm the fuck down. That's it. And that's about the easiest way that I can say. Just calm the fuck down, man. It's like other things that we could worry about. Because you was mentioning about the rotation and stuff like that. But I mean, like, let's say if somebody gets hurt, we gotta have the talent on the roster, to be ready. That if something happens to let's say if Fournier is the guy, right? And let's say if God
Mm-hmm.
forbid Archie gets hurt, okay, Fournier got to go somewhere. We now we know we at least we have the talent to fill in the spot. Cam Reddish can come up
Mm-hmm.
or Quentin Grimes. Somebody has to be ready, just in case something because things happen throughout the season. Because we already
Yep.
lost Derrick Rose, for the season, so you have to have somebody in place to fill in spots. So all that
Mm-hmm.
is important, man. All that is important.
Yep. And remember, the reason why they finished with that record, Derrick Rose missed most of the season. If you really think about it.
Yeah,
So now that he's back, now was what happens again with the whole rotation? Because
right.
if we look at it, so this is my opinion on the starting five. It's going to be Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Quentin Grimes, and Jalen Brunson.
Right.
Coming off the bench, you got Obi. You're gonna have quickly Fournier, Isaiah Hartenstein, which to me is a really underrated signing.
We're gonna love that
Okay,
motherfucker, man. We're
you
gonna love
listen.
him.
I watched his games. I watched the games with the Clippers. Let me tell you something. With the tandem of Jalen Brunson and Hartenstein and RJ, like tips, you can like mix and match rotation wise on how to play and how to space the floor because they did have it last year, but not to that extent. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
who else?
Starting hard.
And
Because we
who else?
signed him before we signed Mitchell Robinson. So if
Yeah.
he like, I was assuming that was the thing. I thought that we was going to give up on Mitch and he was going to be the starter and let Jericho Sims back him up. I would have been good with
Mm-hmm.
that. This dude's ability
Right.
to pass. His energy. He has great
Yeah.
energy. He could finish just as strong as Mitch.
And
one stat about real quick with the stat, like Mitchell Robinson averaged what 70 something percent from the field. This guy Hardenstein averaged 64%. So I mean, what's the difference really? One guy can shoot threes. That's why he's
mhm.
not shooting 70%.
and on
It's
top of that,
ridiculous.
you got Hartenstein playing off the pinch post or also top of the key, handling the ball. Like
Yeah.
he's a really good passer. You could find cutters on the baseline, cutting to the rim. So that's a very underrated skill that he has that's going to be real helpful for the Knicks.
Yeah. Definitely, man. I mean, all those guys that we mentioned, like you mentioned five guys there,
I
that
didn't
can
even
come
get
off
to
the
mention
bench.
Cam Reddish. I didn't even get to mention Cam Reddish in the rotation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and Derrick Rose quickly, McBride, uh,
Jericho.
Fournier, Jericho Sims. Who else am I missing? Geez, of the
Those are
Obi
rotation
Toppin.
players. Obi Toppin.
Yeah.
All those guys are rotation players.
So like someone's gonna have to like have their minutes cut or not play. So
Right.
that's the depth that's the problem quote problem that the Knicks have in depth wise.
Yeah, but I like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully these guys,
Yeah,
take their job serious, bro, and then like
yeah,
stay
man.
ready, be ready, and then like the cream will rise, and then it gives the front office like ammunition. Okay, say, listen, these are our guys. Okay, I know
Mhm.
who's our guys, so now I could pluck this guy off, pluck this guy off, pluck this guy off, ball them up, throw them into the trade deadline and see what comes out. Somebody we might be able to get somebody, dangling
Mhm.
like some of the guys were saying here. Let me
Get
get
their
this
value, like get their values up.
yeah. Who's saying it here? I don't want to say it because I don't want to mess it up. But Mr. Pudge said it. He said book and cat. You know, it's possible, bro.
They're not. I listen. All right, so Phoenix, they having problems right now, but I
Exactly.
just don't. I just don't see him leaving unless something else out of left field happens, and it's like, okay, Chris
Well,
Paul
it's not
starts to
really.
break down.
Yeah.
Uh, remember Jay Crowder wants out of he's looking to get out of Phoenix, so they're talking about him being in trade talks. So
Yeah.
who knows? And Carl Anthony Towns, I'm not sure. Remember they just got Rudy Gobert, so you're looking at a three-headed tandem of Carl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, and Anthony Edwards. Side note: Anthony Edwards this year, he's going to be a monster this year. Book it.
Yeah. So I mean, the writing's on the wall for bad things to happen. Because I think even though say like that kid that you're talking about, he's going to be good in Minnesota, right? He might be
Mm-hmm.
good, but it might not fit well with the Twin Towers thing they want to have with Gobert and Cat. That might not work. So they might decide, hey, you
That's
know
true.
what? Julius Randle's doing well over there. Let me see if I can get Julius Randle over here to space it out a little bit for this young boy to have some space. You know what I'm saying? And get
Mm-hmm.
Cat out of there because we already got Rudy Gobert. So now let's build around this new dude. That's possible. And the Knicks have the
Or
assets to pluck that dude off the roster.
or there's a team I talked about in Phoenix. They might need a power forward. So
Yeah, that's another thing too. Or for a team like that let's say Chris Paul is broken down, and like let's say by the trade deadline they're a losing team. So now they're gonna be thinking about, okay, we about to sell the team, and we're losing,
uh-huh.
so we might as well start clean slate and say, hey, look, Devin Booker, and the Knicks can be like, all right, fuck it, pluck, pluck Devin Booker and pluck Cat in the same trade deadline. I mean, let's just talk the bullshit right here. So I mean, we
Here we
pluck Cat off
go.
one
Here
team,
we
pluck
go.
Booker off the next team. We still got Jalen Brunson. We didn't trade him. We still got Obi. Maybe we didn't trade him or nothing like that. But you could put together now like a serious big three now. What I'm saying? Stranger things
Hmm.
have happened, man.
You just never know in today's league, man. Just
Yeah.
remember, Kevin Durant asked for a trade out of left field, so you never know.
You never know. But things don't happen unless you have the pieces. Like last year,
Right.
people got mad, like you said, people got mad that we didn't draft. But at the same time, if we got Jaden Durant, what does that say about Jericho Sims? It just pushes him down.
He
And
pushes
then
him
we
back.
signed Hardenstein. Yeah, we signed Hardenstein, we signed Mitch. So where would Durant
Hmm.
play anyway?
Yeah, and I
Right?
thought, and also my thing is like, you got the 11 pick. Who in the draft, if you pick that play at 11, who in that draft, who are you gonna take out in your rotation and replace them with? Not no one,
Exactly.
because there's no room for another young player to develop, to wait to develop. Like, not for this coach.
Yeah.
And
People say
yes,
we
and
should have
yes, and
drafted a
yet,
point guard, right? But how many point guards we got on the
right.
roster right now? It's
You
bugged
got
out.
you get yeah. So it's like okay, you should just start developing, drafting development. At some point, you gotta have to cash in. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
Yep.
gonna have to start cashing in, winning games, get in, or also getting that top five pick. Hopefully you can nail it down so you can start winning. You know, because
Yeah.
nowadays you look around the league, it's like okay, the Thunder, Rockets, they got a whole they're gonna own the draft the next 5 to 10 years because of picks alone, right? So are they still competing? Or look at Detroit. I think they're gonna be a sleeper team this year.
Yeah.
Jaden Ivey, Kate Cunningham, Sadiq Bey. They just added a whole bunch of veterans like Alec Burks, Nolan Noel, Taj Gibson. No, Taj Gibson with the Wizards. Okay,
Well,
yeah,
don't
he's with
forget
the
the trade they
Wizards.
just made with Utah. Detroit made a trade with
That's right.
Utah. They took Bajan off the team.
Bogdanovich,
Yeah.
Bogdanovich. So they're gonna be a much improved. But at the same time, they need the veteran leadership to help with the young guys that they got on their roster,
Right.
like Orlando Magic. So it's like, how long are you going to guy? How long are you going to be at the bottom to get these high draft picks in order for your fan base to want to see you compete? You know what I'm saying? Like at some
Yeah.
point, you need to start competing, get it back into the thick of things of being a playoff competitor. And like, if you make the playoffs, like, hey, here's your shot. At least get. You never know because things happen in the
Yeah.
playoffs, right? Look at the like I give look at the Warriors last year. Did we even pick the Warriors to win the championship last year? Not
Yeah.
really.
Nobody did. I don't think anybody did
No
really.
one did. No one did. So it's like, even though they had the veterans and the young guys, it was still like, I'm not sure because but then again, things broke through for them and they won it. So you just
Yeah.
never know. And on top of that, it's like you got teams that are so heavily, like the Clippers and Nets, that are like so they're so front loaded with their talent rise and roster. They don't have the draft picks to like alleviate some of that. And then now it's like, okay, you're on the clock to win a championship. If you don't win it, 1 year goes off, 1 year goes off, 1 year goes off. Next thing you know, you're 4 years in. You didn't really do nothing. You got these high high price salary guys, Kawhi Leonard's and the Paul George is coming up injury. You got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving coming up injury. You got Ben Simmons who coming off with his issues.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like you're on the clock to win the championship, or else we're gonna go in another direction.
Yeah, and then you
So
can go in another direction because you done stranglehold yourself with all that salary cap, and now the fan base is pissed off. So now you just
mhm.
swirling around like an asshole. You know what I'm saying? And we've been doing that for 20 years already. Like we
Yep.
we've been talking about Detroit and the Knicks. Detroit, I think can make the playoffs, man. The Knicks as well too. So I mean,
Yeah.
both teams are deep. But at the same
Uh,
time, even though they do have the talent and they're deep, they still got the draft capital too. They didn't trade all their
yeah.
draft picks away. They still got draft capital, so they can make moves that way too. So watch out for Detroit and watch out for the Knicks because listen, it's a new day. Our
Also,
time.
I
You know,
also I think there are teams in the East right now that are in a little bit of trouble. I think the Celtics, what happened this past weekend, it really shell shocked them, and
that was very
the fact that
nickish of them, right? To those
you,
guys.
ooh, Isaiah Thomas, ooh my gosh,
Yeah,
golly, but also bringing in a new coach, a new with a new voice, it's still gonna have to take some more time to adjust into his way of coaching, because
yeah,
look how long. Remember last year, look how long it took the Celtics to to get familiarized with Emil Udoka's system. It took them almost a half
right.
a year, right? So I believe the Celtics, they're not gonna have some trouble. The Brooklyn Nets, we don't even know who that team is. It's like they can be one of the best teams in the East, best teams in the NBA, or they can like finish what they did last year, 7th to 8th in the play-in. The Sixers, they still got questions. I think Embiid's gonna have a monster season. James Harden, I know he took less money, but I like the addition of PJ Tucker and Tyrese Maxey. He's gonna have a breakout season. But I
Yeah,
still
he's a
have
beast.
questions but I still have questions because the coach. I just don't trust Doc Rivers in the playoff setting. That's just
I
me.
can't I can't
Um,
hear him. He's like, like, how can anybody hear what the hell he's saying anyway? You know what I'm saying?
him and Tibbs come from the same cloth. If you really
Yeah.
think about it. Um,
Same shit, different toilet with those two guys, man.
exactly. Um, the Bulls. I think the Alonzo Ball injury. That's not that hurts him a lot.
Yeah. But
And
with him, it's like spoiler alert. You know, like he's injured before the season started. Okay, spoiler alert. Like I didn't know that was gonna happen.
So
Yeah.
it's like you still that's 4 teams right there. Now Cleveland, the Cavaliers, with the addition of Donovan Mitchell, now you got a smaller backcourt with him and Darius Garland. So are you still gonna bank on having Jared Allen and Evan Mobley be your anchor, be the back end of your anchor, your defense? I do like the Cavaliers, but as a championship contender, I'm not there. But they're definitely a playoff team.
Yeah.
The Hawks, DeJounte Murray, Trey Young. I still don't trust the coach, Nate McMillan, at all. Um, I know
I don't trust that
they
roster. They have a lot of guys that are just like,
yeah, it's like okay, so they try to trade John Collins how many times? Exactly. So it's
yeah.
like they're
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
want to talk
good, but
about a
it's like
fan base? Like, is there such thing as a Hawks fan base? Because you know we don't have all of our players in trade rumors. So old Knicks fans like, oh, see, look, they were willing to trade RJ Barrett. What does that say about the franchise? But I mean, John Collins has got to be like on suicide watch if you just go by what the Knicks are saying.
exactly. Actually, a lot of Hawks fans I talked to is like okay, they really like their team, but at the same time they're really questioning like what's going on with John Collins. And on
Right.
top of that, the Hawks fans I talk to, they do not like David Miller at all. It's like his ways coaching with Trey Young. It's like, yo, there were times actually they want him fired. So it's gonna be real
Well,
interesting to see how they
yeah, I think Atlanta Hawks
play
fans
out.
are a bunch of idiots, bro. I think they're a bunch of idiots. I still have this
I
clip here.
I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I can't
Yeah, I
stand
got
them.
this clip here after we traded Kevin Knox for Cam Reddish. I still got it here. I'm gonna play a
Oh,
couple
I
seconds.
remember. I know you go. I know where you're going.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I know
play a
where you're
couple
going with
seconds right
this.
now.
Kevin fucking Knox. Are we the Knicks? The Knicks. The Knicks. Are you stupid? The Knicks. Why would you do that?
That shit is crazy, you know. I mean, off the deep end, off of Kevin Knox and the Cam Reddish trade, and you got a first round draft pick up out of it. What was the stress with that? You know?
I, I don't get it. I don't get it. They still
Yeah,
got
those
Trey
guys know
Young.
what
Like,
the
come
hell
on
they're doing.
now. Like, listen, if the Knicks would have gotten Trey Young, come on now. Let's be real. Let's be real. All right.
Yeah,
Also, the Charlotte Hornets. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Um,
they stranglehold too because they had to wait for this Miles Bridges stuff to come out. Because if it comes out that
ooh,
he was guilty of any felonies or anything like that,
it's
then they're
gonna,
screwed.
ooh, they're done. And
Yeah,
LaMelo Ball, he's up for a contract extension. So it's like, are you gonna pay him? And he also got a new coach, a new old coach, which they had before, and Steve Clifford. So let's see
yeah,
how that goes. But I can see the Knicks sneaking into the playoffs, and I could definitely see the Pistons being a playing team.
right.
I could see the Pistons definitely being a playing team. Yeah. So, um, Magic, I don't know. Pacers, they're in tank mode. Um, the Wizards, I don't know what the hell they're doing.
I don't know
I
what
know
they're
they
doing.
got to upgrade a point guard with Monte Morris and who else they just signed. I know they got Monte Morris. We signed Bradley Beal 250 mil. I get it, yes, but
Outside of that, all the rest of their roster looks exactly the same. Bunch of
yeah,
twins over there.
they still got Porzingis. So
Yeah,
it's like, do you trust them staying healthy all 82 games? I don't think so.
yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So I want to say what's up some of these guys here. Sherwin was getting on us about we were talking about Hartenstein, right? So he was talking about his stats and stuff. In 4 years, this is what he did, right? But I mean, people get on Mitchell Robinson like how he has so much potential and stuff like that. Mitchell Robinson, his stats are kind of similar. It's just that he got a little bit more minutes than Hartenstein. But Hartenstein was able to show impact in just a small amount of time compared to Mitchell Robinson too. So
Mm-hmm.
what else was saying? Oh, they were saying that we said great. Maybe we might have said great, but I mean, great is thrown around a little bit too much. Great is Patrick Ewing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great is
these guys,
Hakeem Olajuwon. Great is
right,
Shaquille O'Neal. I don't like. Let's stop with the. He's good at what he does. He's not great. How about that?
right. And then just in the scheme of how we're gonna play, we can see how he can fit in. He's not gonna fit
Mm-hmm.
into like to the level like the guys we're saying. He's not gonna all of a sudden become those guys, but we can see
Right.
how in a role that he can fit in and his skill set will fit in what we're trying to do as a team. You know.
That's like saying Quentin Grimes is gonna be the next Allen Houston 2.0. Like whoa, time out. Like can he at least be in the starting lineup first? You know,
Yeah, that goes to the same narrative that Sherman was saying. Sherman was talking about Hartenstein, right? But people want Quentin Grimes to start, like you said, and he's going to be Klay Thompson, he's going to be Allen Houston. These are some of the greatest
like
shooters
y'all
of
gotta
NBA history. Like,
exactly.
where's the evidence?
Can he be an all-star at least?
I mean, can he
Can we
become a starter at least? You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Let's start with the bare minimum before we go put the pedestal on him. You know what I mean?
Right. He got to fix his acne problem too, man. The guy got a crazy acne problem. He got to figure that shit out too. Let him get his
You
shit
know
together
what?
before you start. I'm just messing around. You know what I'm saying?
Of
So I
course,
mean,
of course.
yeah, my man C Mac wants to know if my toe is doing good. My toe's still busted. I don't know how I'm gonna get back to work, but soon, I guess a few more weeks I'll be able to get back, man. But I'm trying my best, but I still can't really put a shoe on. It's crazy here, man. I gotta stop breaking my foot off in Knicks fans' asses all the time, man. I gotta calm the hell down, I think. Yeah, man. So I mean, we basically talked about the Knicks, man. So I mean, me and you are on the same page, man. I can't wait to see you. You know what I'm saying. Once I see you, I got to make sure I catch you before you run off and shit. You know what I'm saying. But
I'm not gonna
before
run
we
off
go,
though. You know what I mean?
yeah, before we go, man, I want to get into DJing again, music and stuff like that. So, what's the soundtrack of the Knicks right now? Like, let's say, I know you like music. Do you like to listen to music or whatever to get you in the mood for stuff, or is there a soundtrack for the Knicks right now?
Um. Uh, Jeez. I
Or is
try
there a
to listen.
vibe? Yeah.
I think it's more of a vibe than a soundtrack. You know,
Yes.
it's like the.
Mhm.
I think the vibe this season is get back to where we supposed to be. You know, like play defense, play with energy, play with some emotion. You know, because I thought
Yeah.
last year there were pockets of the season where they're like they didn't show us nothing, and it's like and some we saw some of our players like start to like not take it seriously, and I'm not gonna name players, but we all know who is like yo, like we come to the games to support you. Like there's a reason why we get on you a lot for your effort. Like show some
Right.
effort, please. So like we want to see some effort. We want to see that the commitment on defense and just like be competitive, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like because so many games that they blew last year. It was so absurd. Like how many, like 15 to 20 games that they had leads, fourth quarter, they had big leads, and they lose in spectacular fashion. I was at the net game back in February. We had that 28-point lead, and I saw it with my own two eyes literally blow that game third quarter, fourth quarter. It was just like, why? What the like? Nah, this needs to change ASAP.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just hoping that they at least start finishing games that they're supposed to and be competitive and play with some effort and get back to the playing defense that got them to where they were 2 years ago, back in the playoffs as one of the top four seeds. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're gonna finish four, but at least make the playoffs. You know what I mean? So
Well, during that time with to add the music back to it, like during that time, like Alahan was doing the Mob Deep stuff. People with the
Hmm.
with the Shook Ones and that whole that whole first album. They kept referencing songs from Mob Deep, whatever. And then also the Bing Bong song came out, and then what's the other one? The Fuck Trey Young stuff and all that. So I mean, like
Yeah,
that's all fine and dandy, but the vibes, like we were talking about vibes, from Mob Deep to Bing Bong to Fuck Trey Young. I think we screwed ourselves with that vibe. We just told that's
yeah,
like a toxic vibe. I just don't think that should be the movement. Heading into the season.
yeah. It's like okay, especially like last year, it was all fun and dandy. The first game of the season, bing bong, we all outside. First, remember the first game of the season, the home opener. I was there, and it was a zoo. We were all
Yeah,
outside after the game, overtime. We were all in front of watching them
it was
Sox or
crazy.
NYCs. It was all crazy.
Yeah,
It's like
I
now
was
it's like,
I was stuck in front of the garden. By the way, I drove past it and I got stuck in front
mhm.
of the garden. And everybody jumped on my car and was jumping around and stuff. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, but the vibe there, you saw it. Well, think about it. It's like you're coming off a playoff season, and then you made the moves to like make the team better, and then you get up to that start, and then it's like, and then little by little, you start to see cracks in our armor, and then it was like full fledged, and you couldn't get out of all. They couldn't get out of their own way. So now,
Yeah,
hopefully, they get to rebound and start getting back to what they need to do, like playing defense, and also more importantly, have a competent point guard. That's the most important thing. Having Jalen Brunson there, just like steady the tide, just like right, just like make sure everything is in place where the ball goes, where everyone's supposed to be on the floor. That
yeah,
that's what he brings. The how can I say, the general, being a general on the floor, you know.
yeah.
So he brings that, and then you got Rick Brunson, who knows Tibbs since playing days with the Knicks, and was an assistant coach with them in Minnesota. So at least he brings that. So to me,
You know,
it's all on Tibbs. It's all on Tibbs this season.
yeah. Shout out to our Leon Rose. He also said the same thing. He said that Brunson is going to organize us. Basically, he said that
Yeah.
in the interview. So I mean, he sees it the same way that we see it. A lot of people were
Hmm.
pissed off about his interview, but I'm listening to what he's saying, body language and stuff. He's basically saying the same thing we're saying. He's saying the same thing a lot of Knicks fans have been saying. So
Uh-huh.
at least I know the mindset, the whole vibe is connected between them and us too. So I think
And yeah, and also it's like I watched it early. I watched the interview earlier today because I didn't get to watch it on Friday. I watched
yeah,
it earlier today, and it's like what everything Leon Rose said is like, okay, y'all want to get on Leon Rose for not doing what you want him to do. He's doing it for the benefit of the organization, and I think it's much more better than what he has when he first got in.
absolutely.
So now this his third year. I know people want to put a time clock on him because he didn't make the big move with Donovan Mitchell and this and that. Like, listen. We all wanted Donovan Mitchell. We all wanted that guy to come into to put in our lineup, be the guy with Jalen Brunson, R.J. Barrett, and then we go from there. You know, but it didn't happen. So now you come back with the same with the most of the same roster and see what we can expect from them because you want to see the quicklies, you want to see the Obies get more minutes. It looks like they're trying to incorporate Obi Toppin more in getting these more than 20 minutes, which it's more about time, you know.
Yeah,
Um, you want to see Grimes as a starter because you don't want Evan Fournier and Jalen Brunson as a starting backup, a starting backcourt. Of course, definitely. Um,
yeah,
but at the same time, like when I want to go back to like defense first. Even though they finished 11 last year, at points of the season they were not good at all. Get back to having a competent point guard to at least have a team organized in the fourth quarter. That's when you win games in the fourth quarter. Also,
yeah. Close
having a
games. They
better
got to close games.
close games, they got to close games, and also having a better IQ on the floor. a better like intangibles like better intelligence of where are you supposed to be on the floor, not making mental mistakes, turn the ball over,
Communications,
um,
like Brunson definitely would help with
communications.
that.
Yeah, those little details they got to have that nailed down, and I think Jalen Brunson brings that. And plus, remember his background, he won 2 national championships with Villanova with
Right.
Jay Wright, so he knows how to orchestrate
He
clutch
won a high
moments.
school championship too.
Yeah, high school championship, so he knows how to orchestrate crucial situations in the fourth quarter. Look at the last year's playoffs. Like, come on now.
Yeah, and he's not scared too because he was born into this. He's a son of a basketball player, so he's been on
Uh-huh.
in front of the garden when it was packed during the '90s. He was there as a baby,
Uh-huh.
sitting behind his dad,
He
or whatever. So he knows that feeling.
and he won
He
Big
was
East titles at MSG with Villanova, so he knows the whole vibe
yeah,
of okay, you got to get your team right in the fourth quarter. Make sure you get clutch buckets, make the right plays at the right time in clutch time in the fourth quarter. That's all we asked
yeah,
for. We didn't get none of that last year. We got some of it in the beginning, but we didn't get none of it most of the last year. This year, I expect way more better results with that alone.
yeah, and he's not afraid. That's key too. I wanna
Mhm.
transition you back to DJing because I'm fascinated
Yeah.
by DJing. I'm actually about to buy some equipment. I should have queued up what I'm gonna get to get your opinion while you were here, but
Hmm.
I hit you up in the DMs about that. But one thing about DJ, you ever been to a party where you're doing a party and then everybody's just in there talking? They just buzz,
Yep.
buzz, 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 buzz. But you going, you doing like this, you're like, oh, brother, playing music. But then you see that one person, or that one crew that come in there, and you're like, oh, and they're looking at you like, and then you're like, all right, fuck it, here goes. The ear comes off, and then you start doing your shit, and now you're only playing for them. You know what I'm saying? You're only playing for them.
Hmm.
And nobody cares. Nobody around cares. You know what I'm saying? So I just think like that mental. Like you ever experienced that before?
I've experienced it plenty of times.
What do you
Actually, it happened
do?
last. Like you just go along with it. You just go along with it,
Wow, man.
and
Because
it's
I
like
remember when.
whoever, and like whatever, and whoever comes in and wants to get on with it, then
What
let's
is
go.
shout out to one of my guys. His name is Ben. But what is his name? He goes by DJ Soundwave. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He goes by DJ Soundwave. So he does a lot.
Hmm.
He used to do a lot of events like that where he pops in and he does his like thing, whatever. So then as soon as we come in, right, he sees us like, oh shit, he sees me and knows I'm a hip hop head. Next thing you know, like I said, the headphone come up to the side. You know what I'm saying? He start doing this shit, and the next thing you know, he's playing like all the true school hip hop and going crazy. But meanwhile, nobody is moving, but all of us are going, oh shit, because like he's DJing
Hmm.
for himself now. Now he has somebody to vibe off of. Now he'll
Yeah.
play stuff that that I would like, or whatever
Hmm.
somebody else would like, just to have fun like that. So I think we need to like I'm just saying all I've got. I think we need to get back to that, because I mean there's so much negativity in the room. Everybody's buzzing, buzz, 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 all the negative, right? But like I think Knicks fans need to search the crowd and see the positive and rock with them,
Yeah.
you
Hmm.
know. Yeah, so I mean, all this shit is connected. The DJ, all this is a vibe, bro. All this shit is to me, all connected, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. So I mean, that's your superpower. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you're definitely a big part. To me, you're like one of the like you're like an unsung hero when it comes to this Knicks family stuff, man. Because I mean, you're literally everywhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows who you are and whatever. You're like So I mean, you're very important to the fan base, man. So that's why as soon as you said you hit me out, yo, you want to do it? I said, hell yeah, let's do it, man. We should have been did something, man. But
Yeah. No. No. But it's like let's like usually it's like we should wait. I was like let's wait until like before right before it started training camp. Like get our stuff and talk about what's going to happen, what's coming up, and just vibe off of that.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. So let me put this back up again. You do have your own pod too that you do with your
Hmm.
fam and stuff. So put that back up on the screen. It's the Swoops Hoops podcast. They're gonna be starting to post more stuff. They took a little hiatus, but they're gonna be back up posting and stuff. So please support. You can see it right there. Make sure you subscribe and all that other stuff. Also too, like you're a DJ. I keep putting it out there because that's what you do. So I want people to
Hmm.
support you with that too. Because I've been to some events that you've been on, and you know how to spin. You know how to play how to DJ. You know how to move the crowd and stuff. So please, if you see Eric L. Beast, you know what time it is. So please support. Definitely. And he's a Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying. But don't tip them because let me not say that, right? You
Hey,
robbing cats out here, yeah, for what you said. Nah, man, but definitely, man, I really appreciate it. And you also do photography too, right? I forgot to ask you about that.
yes, I started actually I bought my camera 2 years ago. Like I was doing on and off, but now it's like let me start getting into a little bit more. So what I've been doing like going out. Like if I'm not DJing, I'll go to a randomized party who's DJing and like start taking photos of like the
Yeah,
whole crowd experience and all that stuff. I also take photos of around the city and whatnot. So I'm just getting my stuff started on that.
yeah, but what I've been telling everybody that comes on here, if you got something that you want to do, please do it. You know what I'm saying? Please do it
Hmm.
because somebody like you're very creative. I mean, you're in tune to a lot of different things, man. So if you start to do it, you'll be adding to the vibe. You know what I'm saying? You'll be it'll just be better for everyone if you do it. Rather than somebody else that's not on the same vibe that you are. So please, be encouraged to do the stuff that you do and keep doing it. If anything, like with this COVID stuff, all the stuff that we've been through, the pandemic and stuff, life is short and all this, man. So if you really love something, man, please do it the best that you can. And people
Definitely,
will
man.
people will eventually, come around and start vibing with you. I really believe in that.
Definitely, man.
All right, so let's leave it on this one. What do you think about that?
What would y'all do if the kids took us to the finals?
It's
Well, if it
possible.
happens, hey, like you never know. I mean, Grimes, quickly, Obi. Well, okay. So first of all, let's like the the notion that they're kids. When they're in their mid 20s,
Yeah.
and they're third quickly and Obi. They're in their third year. So I won't characterize them as kids.
At that
Grimes,
age, I was a whole dad and had a whole family at the same time too, man. So we
right,
ain't a
and
kid.
they're paying mortgages, all right. So it's like they're getting paid millions of dollars. They're paying mortgages. So it's like I would say the young guys or the young core, but kids is like more of like under it, like 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. You know what I mean? So
It's
no, it's
fucking
like
yeah, grade school kids. That's what we're talking about.
yeah, grade school was like
Diapers.
they play the kids like wait, actual kids playing the Knicks squad? Like what? Like
Yeah,
5 year
they're
olds,
like
6 year
peeing in the
olds?
bed. Were they peeing in the locker room on a I don't get it,
But
man. Are they wearing pull
but
ups, out there on the court?
but anyway, back to the question. It's like all right, so quickly, Obi, Grimes, Sims, McBride, RJ, Mitch. Do you consider Jalen Brunson because they're in the like
He's old now for nothing. He's like about to be
yeah,
27, I think. Jalen Brunson.
J- Jalen Brunson he's 26. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. All right. So I mean, it would be great if that's the case. But at the same time, you still need those vets who mean something, who mean to do good. Like they want to they play well. Also at the same time, they want to at least teach the young guys how to play, how to be professional, how to make it
Yeah.
around the NBA on the daily basis. So you want to have that. You just don't want to have veterans that play for themselves for the next contract. You
Right.
know,
We're definitely not off of that. But I think, just to
right?
build off of this, man, I think that we have a special thing going on here because like you mentioned, our young guys are not young, man. They freaking got families, mortgages and stuff like that. So they got their head on a different plane. They're basically veterans, but they're young, but they're veterans
Hmm.
too. The mindset. So, with our veterans that we have special veterans. We got Rose, we got, Julius Randle, is who he is. Fournier just came from the European Championships, whatever. So
Hmm.
it's a different kind of older player. Because I mean, Fournier's still 29 for Christ's sake. It's just weird.
Right.
And so
Hmm.
Julius is like, but same thing, 27 or 28, however
Yeah,
old he
he's
is.
27. Hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, it's possible because all these guys are the same kind of guy. They're all positive. They're all on the same wavelength when it comes to this. So it is possible that these guys can ride the wave and all of a sudden take the league by storm. And then because like you mentioned, there's so many teams in disarray. So why not? Why can't it
Hmm.
be us this year?
Yes,
Why
like
can't it be
I
us?
know, and think about it, it's like I know the Eastern Conference is stacked, but if you look closer, if you like peel off the layers, like there's some teams that might not be. as in the upper echelons that we talked about, because they're
Yeah,
going through internal disarray, stuff's going on for the front office. Players want to get traded, this and that. So it's like, and plus you got the unknown of players want to get moved, players get injured during the season. So you never know,
right.
like if the Knicks can craft, if Knicks can get into the top six, you never know. So it's like
Yeah,
we like to downplay, downplay our roster, our team, and like praise other teams. Is like we really shouldn't be doing that. We really should like praise our team more than praising other teams because what they got. They got the top draft pick. They got look at the players they drafted. Look at the young
right.
guys they developed. This and that. Okay, but at the same time, we should be worried about what we have in our arsenal and see what good comes out with what we have.
Look at this. People still talking about
Um,
Julius Randle with a thumbs up, man. Like, get over it, man. Like, it's a new
like
season.
it
You
happened
know,
last year. Like
yeah. The
and
dude is
plus I
in great shape, man. So let's concentrate on that. How everybody's in great shape, everybody's healthy, everybody's ready to roll. So why not us?
like I know Julius Randle, he had his issues last year, but I think this is a crucial year for him also because he heard the noise. He heard all of it. This is actually he heard it for the last 3 years, if you think about it. Because
Yeah,
the COVID season, there wasn't a real season, this and that. It
yeah.
was a
What about
contract
Beyblade?
year.
Beyblade Julius Randle too. His first year. People
Yeah.
were getting on about the spin move. The
Oh yeah.
first season each year.
Yeah, his
So
first year
he's
was
heard
not
it
that
all.
good. So it's like he heard it all. So I think this is a crucial year from him because now he has a point guard, an actual point guard that can at least control the offense. So how's he gonna adjust to that? That's a big question for him.
Yeah, and
So
half the roster don't have a handicap sticker either. So you talk about my man Nerlens Noel with a handicap
there's
sticker. You
Noel,
know, yeah,
as state would say, hospital bed Nerlens.
yeah. Hospital bed Nerlens. Then shout out to State. Freaking Bullock too. With he can't see out his right eye. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what can you
and
do? This is a
and
whole different situation.
and and no Alfred Payton, no Alec Burks. So the Knicks got no excuse not to do way better than last year. I'm just
There's
saying.
no handicap sticker. There's no handicap sticker in the locker room this year. You know what I'm saying? So I think the sky's the limit with this roster. And like I said, I'm trying to get people to come back to their senses and really see what's in front of them because they're missing it.
Yeah.
Trying to see who's going to be the most negative and the most attract the most attention. They're really missing the whole thing here.
And it's like you're wasting too much time, too much energy complaining about every single thing the Knicks front office do, every single thing the Knicks player do. Like we don't like. Like okay, fine. Are you going to keep repeating it? Are you going to keep complaining it? Like how many times? Or
Let me see your credit score. You know what I'm saying? Let me see your
like,
credit score. Like, is
come
your
on,
credit
man.
even that good to have this conversation, man? Get the fuck out of here.
If
That's
like,
why. That's all
like
I
I'll
can
put
say.
it like this. I'll put it like this. If you were the GM of the New York Knicks with this roster, what would you? Let me know what decision we'll be making. Okay, I need to know if
But
you
they
can
won't
do
tell you.
better
They said, "Well,
job
I
than
gotta wait and see."
exactly,
This I gotta wait
exactly,
and see. I gotta
exactly.
wait and see. All right, well,
Oh, I
fuck
gotta
it
wait and
then.
see. All right, fine. All right. If you make
Whatever.
one wrong move, fired. Okay.
Yeah. All right, my man, Eric. Man, it's good talking to you. But
Yeah,
everyone got to get
definitely.
ready for tomorrow, 9:26, 9 a.m. Everybody can set their alarms. Right now my foot is broken. I ain't got nothing to do. I got the
Content
kids
day
are out of school
tomorrow.
too. Huh?
Content day tomorrow, 9 a.m.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rise and
Kids
shine.
are out of school, so they got no excuses. Everybody should be locked into this right here and paying
Get
attention
your
to it because there's
breakfast.
no media. Yeah, there's no
Get your
media.
breakfast. Get your coffee. Get your whatever you drink, orange juice, water, and tune in.
Yeah, because this is for us. This is not for the media. This is not Nick's media. This is content day. Or shout out to the chat. The chat. You are the content creators in the chat. You're all part of this thing. So we need to tune in because this event is for us here. It's a new day
Exactly.
right now.
Also, shout out to my podcast, the Swoosh Swoosh podcast. Our next episode is Tuesday. We'll be talking about Media Day. We're going to be talking about topics that happened during the week. The Ime Udoka situation, the Robert Sarver situation, the Phoenix Suns, and more NBA news coming up as we get closer, as we start training camp and preseason basketball starts later this week. and the NBA season starts on the 18th. So get ready, get prepared. So we're gonna have a lot of content coming your way. So stay tuned. Um, Also subscribe to the channel. Also we're on Instagram, Shoes Pod. Also on Twitter, same thing, Shoes Pod. So just please look out for that. Okay.
Yeah, also too, Eric L Beats. Put Eric L Beats in all your search engines too. You'll see everything that he's been doing too. With the music and stuff, man. Because like I said,
And
you
also,
do a great job with all that stuff. So it's definitely need everyone to support. Absolutely,
shots by Eric L. That's my photography page on Instagram. So also please go and check that out.
and definitely Eric L Beats. Search that, and everything will pop up. All that stuff will pop up. Definitely. So anyway,
Definitely.
thanks for coming on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Knicks Nation. And we out of here, man. Thanks for coming on. I got to come on to your show too, man. You said you want me on there, so I'm
Yeah,
waiting for the invite.
definitely. Yeah, because I need some Nick balance because I'm getting
Getting
on my podcast. I'm getting Lakers all over. So it's like, all right,
Yeah,
I
you're
need
getting
some Nick
cooked on your
Nick
channel,
content.
man. You're getting
Yeah,
cooked.
yeah. They said, they like loud. They so they hit me up saying, oh, we're gonna start cooking y'all guys like the CAA Knicks. Like we need to talk about you guys. I'm like, all right, Clutch Sports.
Yeah, California dreaming over there with those Laker fans. Anyway, man, definitely see everybody tomorrow. And peace.
Peace.
Bye.